We're here! Yes, people! We are back! Culture Club, live and direct. AJ Tracy live and direct. Culture Club coming at you for another week. I'm too excited this morning. Wait a minute. I've just been telling these two that I feel tired. I'm run down, but I feel like, do you know when you get to that point where you're so tired that you're just up there in terms of energy? So tomorrow, don't speak to me because I'm going to be flat out. But today I'm ready to go because this is, I always say it's my favorite show on every show, but this is probably my favorite show. I don't know.
This is the top one.
The top. This is the pinnacle. This is the pièce de résistance. Yes? No? Ooh la la.
Yeah.
Oh, the podcaster, how are you this morning? Finally up out of bed. This is uncharted waters for you.
Yeah, I'm a fish out of water right now. I don't know what it's like to be up this early, but I am looking forward to it. With all the planning and plotting that we do behind the scenes and the team we have for this show, it's worth it. I'm excited.
L'Oreal, because you're worth it. Yes, you are. And speaking of worth it, the resident scouser in our team, Abs, the designer, the podcaster, now the influencer. How are you? Look at the face like, no, I'm not.
Don't say
this
that.
morning? Abs, you feeling good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm excited. This is my favourite one, I think. Definitely.
How dare you insult the weekly drip team? How dare you've not even been on?
Leo's the only one that's not here. And
that's true. I feel like we need to Leo, come on, in. We'll keep this kind of team going. But this is a good team. This is a dream team. As you know, everybody that's tuning in, this is Culture Club. Every week we want to celebrate the culture, the heritage, through art, through fashion, through food, through music, through everything to celebrate Liverpool Football Club and the town. The city where it all began, the city where Abs is from, I keep going the wrong direction, where Abs is from, where all wishes he was from, no disrespect to London town, and where I'm in between, so I can dip my toes in both kind of waters. It's like the story of my life,
now, yeah?
mixed race, I'm like the mixed kind of Liverpool culture as well. I can do it all.
Incorrect.
I'm very sorry. I'm a black man. So, all the podcaster today, commission that. Boom. You like how I do that? We need the
hashtag
sound effect. Hashtag commission that. Culture Club commission that. Now, I'm upset, everybody, because there's not been many people posting their artwork to hashtag Culture Club commission that. Apart from Abs trying to promote all the stuff. No, I'm only joking, Abs. She's not really, honestly, I promise. She's just been promoting merch this week.
I know, just myself.
We're going to look at 3 featured artists. We looked at 3 last week, but we're going to look at 3 featured artists this week. We're going to start with yours, Abs, this week on Commission That. I just want to keep doing that. I like it. So, Abs, this week, tell us who you have chosen. Here we are. We're going to pop up the artwork. Who have you chosen and why?
I've chosen Jamie's work. I just think it's unreal. Like, it's all digital. Like, I wish I could do the digital stuff, you know. Like, I'm literally going to try and learn over the next 6 months to a year, because I just think it's unbelievable. Like, it's so, his work's very, poster style. It's very, if I walk past it at Anfield, I'd want to buy one. Do you know what I mean? It's very, postery, very, it looks like a film. Do you know what I mean? It'd be great on, the season cover. Do you know, of a season review or something? The way he captures all the moments, he takes great key moments from events during the season for the women's team and the men's team, as you can see there. Just unreal. I love it all.
I love that. And do you know what it is? It's like a mix of a comic book look, like you were trying to say, that it's like a bit of a comic kind of book feel. It's that digital illustration again, but it's kind of fine arty as well. It's a nice blend of everything put together. For those of you that want to see all this artwork and you want to follow these people, please, link in the description. I'm going to post the link to these pages up after the show. So please get across, follow them, show them some love, because we're trying to support the art community, especially around Liverpool. But, these designs, so fresh, so vibrant, so clean. The 3 words I would use to describe you. So these pieces of artwork, they kind of reflect you in a way, don't they?
I hope so, because that's a really good design. So I hope so. I'll take it. I'll take it as a compliment. I like it. It's clean. It's fresh. Nah, jigging. No, honestly, I think with the print, I just like it. It just gives me like, it's very like coloresque, if that's a word.
Yeah,
Like
it's playful. It's a
yeah,
bit playful, isn't it? Like the
yeah. I
colors.
like that. That's my favorite
What I
type of art.
want you to do, I want you to break it down in technical terms. So because you're the artist in this show, I want you to I want you to go in and tell us about the textures used, about the brushes that may have been used in this piece. Go on, I want you to actually try. Let's put your best.
Nah, what a setup. Okay.
Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Go.
This is all because I tried to steal Ash's work in Liverpool once. That's all it. This is all this is. I tried to steal his Thiago print, and he put me on the spot to try and design a Thiago print. But I just feel like the colors they use, they're very vibrant. You know, to get them in sync, and I'm not even gonna try and go any further. Yeah.
I thought you was onto a winner. Okay. But it is, like I was saying, it is the colours, it's the palette that they've used. It kind of all blends in. The bright colours, you can't go wrong. But what it is with artwork, Abs, and you'll know this, the hardest thing, especially when doing realistic pieces, when it's got to look like people, the shading, the shadows, the kind of that. Honestly, that's my hardest thing. But this, I like it because the shadows are very good, the highlights are very good. It's just an all-round brilliant piece, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so like sharp as well with the shades, and I love how it's got like that style where like wherever there's shadow, there's like sharp edges to it. I always find that with his work, and I love it, especially the way Klopp's very central on like the men's one, and then it's got everyone smaller around it. Like I just love that. Even just the way he lays everything out and designs it, it's perfect. Like it's obvious he's took so much time with it to try and like lay it all out and get all the key moments. But yeah, with the shading and everything, even just to get like Klopp's faces obviously looks like really bright and vibrant, so it stands out. But then when you look closely, if you zoom in on like everything that he's done for everyone else, he's obviously took so much time with each individual one, whereas it's difficult with me like painting onto canvas to get detail finer into like smaller little ones around the big one. It's more difficult, but like, well, not more difficult, but you know what I mean, it's sort of like harder to get you to be able to tell who it is. But with like digital stuff, I like the way you can like zoom in and work on things individually and then piece it all together. Piece it all together. I really like that.
I do like that. Abs, you've just dropped perfect again, and we got to rate these things. Last week you were like 10 out of 10. You better not just come with 10 out of 10 every single week for every piece. But we're going to go around. We're going to rate this piece from Jamie Clarkson, the podcaster. What are you giving it out of 10?
I'm going to give it an 8.
An 8. I like that. No, that's good. I like that. Room for improvement, but still very high. Abs, what are you giving it?
Okay, I'm going to say 9.5 because I'm going to save me 10s for like charity pieces and like stuff for the community. But it's 10 out of 10 quality. Like it is. I'd love to give it a 10, but because you said I need to be more like
I love how she just went 9, but I'd like to give it a 10.
9,
and then
but
she was
really
like,
a 10.
Yeah, but then she was like, I'm the Scouse Mother Teresa and I only do it for charity pieces. Like, I love this. I love it. Abs, that's a new nickname. We've got like all the podcaster like chilled vibes. You know, we've got Abs, who's Mother Teresa. I'll bring the energy. We like this. So it's a nice little mix. I'm giving it an 8.8. I'm giving it 8.0 at 8. So 8 for this piece. Like you said, I love the colours. I love the vibrance. We've seen it before. That's what I'll say. We've seen it with other pieces before, but it's very well done, the details. So that's why it gets such a high score. So love it, Jamie Clarkson. We're going to move on to O's piece, the designer. Explain who you've chosen this week.
Nice ring to that, isn't it?
The designer. I like this.
Yes, we've got Louise Cook. I followed the work quite early because I do like the kind of match day program-esque type look, because you know it's very much colorful, playful stuff like that, like the last one we looked at. But I liked the old school, like real life type of, like when I worked for football clubs, and I feel like this is what you see on programs. I kind of like that image, and like we're used to the digital playful, but I wanted a different focus this week, going at the real life type look, and I feel like the way it's like what it embodies as well, and some of the work that's done has been amazing. Like the you've gone for the two like with not much color on this, so thanks Ash. But there's a lot more like
there's so much. But do you know why I've gone with these two? I've gone with these two because Euros is started. England won 1-0 last night, by the way. So I've gone with these pieces because there wasn't a lot of Liverpool pieces on there. Louise Cook does focus on the women's game, which is amazing. I love that. A female artist focusing on the women's game as well. I think that's very empowering. She's worked with some very high-profile people, but I just love the kind of finish on it, Abs. Again, we go to detail again, but depth in this one. Even though everyone's the same kind of size, you can see the different dimensions. You've got background, foreground, use of shading, use of kind of interlocking, masking layers to hide the text. I love it. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, on that piece, I'm doing your pointing thing. On that piece, you can tell how she's took like so much time on each individual person to try and get them all perfect and then put them all together. Like I was saying about Jamie's, like the amount of time it takes to do stuff like that, and they're literally all done perfect. Do you know, when you look at them, like all of them have took the same amount of time. It's not like they rush towards the end or anything. Like everything's perfect, and like you said, like it's great to see people are like painting the women's players now. Definitely,
it is great. Do you know what? For there's people like listening who are like, oh, they take time on it. They might be thinking, oh, they take half an hour to do a full piece. Do you know what I mean? So I think what we should do is kind of educate people a little bit into what goes into designs. And I'm interested to hear how long it takes you, Abs, because it might be different because I do digital, you do fine art. So how long does it normally take you? For example, if you've got an A3 piece, everybody knows what size an A3 piece of paper is. How long would that take you to do in terms of fine art?
With an A3 piece, it depends like how many people are on it, and like, or if it was like if it was the stadium or something. Like it depends on stuff like that. For me, I try and give myself like when I'm like booking people in, I try to make sure I've given myself like at least four full-time days to do it, to try and get it finished. But sometimes it can even run over that. But sometimes if it's like, if I'm painting like a stadium or like in a like objects, not people, like I find like I spend so much time on faces, because if you get anything wrong on a face, it just doesn't look like them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd have to spend so much time on someone's face. But my style of art, when I'm painting like the stadium and stuff, it doesn't have to be perfect. It like with my style, it's sort of like, it still looks like Anfield, and it's like bright and colourful. Do you know what I mean? Like I sort of like that look with things like that. But with faces, if you miss the shading, like we were talking about shading before, you do something wrong, the nose slightly not centered, or like, oh, the amount of times, like honestly, this is my, I'll tell you what my problem is now. I've always put one eye higher than the other. Like I've literally got through so many paintings, and like one eye's where the other eyebrow is, and I've literally gone like that. And like an art teacher's taught me in school, like turn the piece upside down if you think there's something wrong with it, and look at it from there, and you can see like how, turn the piece upside down and you can see it. And like I always do that. So you know, that's mad.
It's mad that you said that, because obviously I'm using real images, so I don't have to worry about dimensions and different things. My dimensions are foreground, background, kind of make everything fit. So where you take so long in terms of layout and then you get to work, what I'd say is with the digital kind of side of things, the hard thing is to, when you're bringing images into a piece, to color match, to match the levels and the brightness, because one piece might be so bright, it might be a different color completely to another. So then it's using all these adjustment layers. So it's the same as you. If I've got a commission piece, I like to give myself a week or maybe more. But what I do is I kind of draft ideas up first. So I'll draft ideas up on paper, how I want it to look, where I want it to go. Are you the same as me, Abs? I like doing it all in one blast. I don't like to do it a bit one day, go back and do a bit another day. I like to be, when I'm focused and I've started, to kind of get it all done, because my process stays the same kind of thing. Are you the same in that sense?
Yeah, do you know when I first started doing like paintings like this? Do you know when we won the league, and I like me Henderson print that's on me Etsy, like that original painting, like we won the league that night, and I was like all hyped up, and I was like, I need to put it on paper, well, canvas, but you know what I mean. And I literally stayed up until like 5 a.m, but like I'd woke up at 7 a.m the day before, but it's like my brain was like, I'm finishing it, and I just kept thinking like, if I go to bed, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and I'm gonna be like, oh, don't like that bit, don't like that bit. Like I literally finished that whole painting in one night, but it was like 10 straight hours sat there, like, you know, something like that. It was literally like, I am not moving until I've like finished this. And I was, oh my god, I started seeing double by the time, like I was literally like that at the canvas, like I've got two trophies on the canvas.
Handles.
Yeah,
but it is true.
Question.
Go on, all the podcasts, all the designers.
Again, I always say I'm a big fan of you guys' work. So because do you feel like there's a misconception of like, oh, I'm trying to think the best way to put it. So like, you know, like the time, the effort, like the old like methods, like do you feel like that gets kind of discouraged or lost in how long people and like the energy and time you put in? You think people think, I know this is similar to what Ash asked earlier, but do you guys feel like an outside world that look at your pieces, do you think they really look at it and say, it didn't take her that long to do? They don't really like, it's changed. The world's changed so much digitally. It's taken away all of this like process of like you having to do all this hard work and go back, like you said, old school. You had to turn the paper, turn the eyes, like another way to do it. Do you think there's a big like misconception of like, because we move so digitally, everything's so easier?
I get like DMs from people all the time saying like, "Hi, will you draw me?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm available for commissions if you want to book in. Like, this is my price list." And people are like, "What? Like, you want me to pay for it? Like, just draw me. Like, just sit there. Like, do they expect me to just go, hang on, 1 minute?
No,
Let me get the
literally,
picture, let me get my pencil." Yeah, you know, like after like 2 seconds, like they don't expect me to be like, okay, so this is probably going to take me like 4 days, and I want to make sure I'm like earning minimum wage at least. Like, so it'll be like this, and people are like, "What? Like, I just want you to like draw me cat. What do you mean? Do you know what I mean?" And it's like that perception of like, a lot of the time, like I've like spoke to people who do like digital work and stuff, like I've messaged them and been like, "Oh, if you're ever like interested in like me doing anything for," and someone said to me, I can't remember who it was, they were like, "Get into the digital stuff because like we need like a quicker turnaround. Even if you just did like Photoshop stuff, we need quick turnaround." With me, if I was doing like a cover for something and I was painting it onto a canvas, like it'll take me all week. But if they needed like a quick turnaround and they weren't bothered about like it being like every face being painted individually or whatever, there's a quicker turnaround on it. You know what I mean? So I feel like with the digital stuff, like when people are like, "Oh, just draw me," they don't realize that like I sit there with like rulers and bloody headaches trying to like, you know.
It's so true what you're saying. I agree. Like people don't appreciate the amount of time that goes in. They think, "Oh, will you do me an avatar? Can I have a Club Zone avatar?" And it's like, listen, these things take time. They cost money. Like just because we do it for all the players doesn't mean we can just knock one out. But the same as what you said, if you get work in, for example, I'll do social media work and social media posts, something like that. When they want a quick turnaround, it's got to be quick because it's breaking news. Something like that might take an hour. It might take 30 minutes if it's just a quick bang, quick done. But if you want it to look like like Louise Cook's do, and I'm not saying I'm on that level, Louise, I'm not saying I'm your level, but when you want something like this, that can take like 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. It just depends. Because I'm a perfectionist, I like to make sure that it's done properly. But what I will say, Owen, in answer to your question, this age of social media, yes, people think you can just, because it's posted so regular, and especially with Club Zone, like we post regular. So people probably think, "Oh, he can just do a design quick, or they can get it out there quick." It's good in a sense that, yes, we can get it out there quick. People underestimate. But what I would say is, as artists, it's fantastic now because you've got a free gallery to post your artwork up. So as much as people underappreciate things, it's free marketing, it's free publicity to go on Instagram and just post your work. Whereas in the past, you'd paint something, you'd have to physically go and put it in a gallery. You'd have to physically go to places so people can see it. So now I always say, like, if you look at your reels that you post or your posts, that's like every like is somebody coming into your shop. So it's mad in that sense. So we kind of take the underappreciation because it still brings in a lot more work than it would aside from social media, before social media. So yeah, we need to rate this anyway. That's a little bit of an insight into designs. So for all of you out there, it takes at least, if you want something good, it takes at least 4 or 5 hours at least. But expect it to take a week because you've got people booked in.
I'm still waiting on some designs, Ash, and it's
O's
been waiting for
12. O's been waiting for 12 months. But what O doesn't realise is O's my boy, so I'm going to do O's for free. So he's got to wait a little bit longer.
We don't do free over here.
I won't do free. He will, because I just want. I'll just send him the wrong bank details. I'll send him like Just Giving bank details, so it all goes into Just Giving account. Anyway, all the podcaster, I want you to rate your choice this week. Louise Cook, Lionesses, rate it.
I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm 8.5 for lot. I'm giving it 8.
Okay.
I want to give everyone 10s. You're dead mean making me do this. I'm an artist. I'm like an artist who like works with these people, and you're making me like give people less than other people.
Would you not want an accurate evaluation on your artwork as well? Like, that's how I see it. If mine was posted somewhere, I'd want someone to go, do you know what? That's such a thing. It can improve in this. These are amazing. Yeah. By the way, we're choosing these because they're so good. We're not just choosing random artwork. We get to pick whichever piece of art we want every week. So they're all amazing. We're shining a light on them. So hopefully they get a bit more working from doing this. But we've got to do it. We've got to be brutal. This is Culture Club's Got Talent.
Okay, right. I am going to give it a 9. And the reason I'm going to give it a 9 is because you've showed me like England theme work, and I'm not really like into like England. Like I probably will support the women's team, but like in general, I don't support like England as a football team. So I'm going for a 9, but the work is a 10. But I'm going to give it a 9.
Oh, is that little bit with abs in it?
Do you know what?
The 10 is there.
Do you know what? Abs has no loyalty. She's just rated someone else's piece higher than the one she chose. That's just, I tell you what, be careful. Watch out for this girl. Watch out.
Oh, yeah.
Going the wrong way.
There you are. No, I rate that 9. I'm definitely going with a 9 as well. I think it's fantastic. And when you look at some other pieces of Louise's work, wow, unbelievable. So please go over. Link's going to be in the description. Make sure you join in. In the comments as well, if you're watching this back, post your score out of 10 for these designs. Let us know which one you like the most. Follow them. Give them compliments. Give them whatever you want to. You want what?
I want the same energy when I post my stick men in Liverpool shirts.
Listen, you will get. You know what? Wait. Should we make? Oh, are you here next week?
No, I'm in Dominican Republic. I'm not
here. So, do you know what? When do you go?
Tuesday.
So he's got the weekend. I think we should do a show next week, Habs, and O should provide a piece of art that he's done for Liverpool.
Yeah,
and we've got to rate it on the show.
And do you know what I want? Oh, I want a time lapse. So you're doing it. I want like a full-on time lapse.
Yes.
Like drawing it, getting it up. I want like a time stamp of how long it
I want you in your overalls. I want overalls on. I want a proper paint palette. I want like a beret. I want you to wear a beret, like Samuel L. Jackson style. Yeah. And I want you to time lapse it.
I'm gonna give you my time lapse of my stick players in. You guys are letting the concept go over your head. Stick players in Liverpool jerseys. That's the concept.
Just do your pen, do your pencil, do your paper. Still want time lapse because I can recognize your fingers anyway. So I want proof. I want evidence. Let's move on to the next one. We've got people though in the comments. Thank you everybody in the comments today. Bogdan saying this girl is very smart. Abs is saying that you're smart. That's a massive compliment. Not Mother Teresa, but you're very smart. Not disloyal, very smart. So I apologize. It might be me that's just giving the criticism. We've got Bogdan again saying, why is Joe Gomez here? It's not Joe.
You gotta let that go. That was so last season ago.
It is
one person called it, and that's it.
That's so last season. We've got Mark A in the comments saying top show. Appreciate that, Mark A. Latif, how do we participate? I've been getting into digital art in the past few months. This is what we want to say, isn't it, Abs? Use the hashtag on Twitter, on Instagram, hashtag Culture Club Commission that. We will put the hashtag into the description as well. So please use it. Follow Culture Club on Instagram. We've started a new page. We'll put the hashtag on there so you can just post your work and then hopefully you get to feature. Fingers crossed, that's what we want. We want a design community.
I mean, it won't be better than my stick, man, but
it won't be better than that. But
good luck.
We can aspire. The last piece this week by myself, because I'm like the person that discovers the Mona Lisa, who discovers the first Vincent van Gogh. So let's see this one. Woo! Look at it. You are impressed. You two are like, damn, the boys pulled it out.
I can't lie. Yeah. Let me not say that. I mean, it's not better than my stick, man, but
it's not better than the stickman, but it is elite. Harry G. Ward, this guy just wows me every time. These pieces, you look at these, and these are just the flawless. For me, this is flawless. It's digital mixed with fine art, mixed with graffiti. It's just got every kind of concept in there. But if you look at the other stuff that he does as well, wow, unreal. Works with some of the biggest people in the game. Make sure you are following Harry G. Ward because for me, Abs, that Klopp piece is one of the best pieces I think I've ever seen. I'm going to say it. I think it's one of the best I've ever seen.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Do you know what it is? It's like the design of it all. It's like the concept. Like he sat there and he's gone, right, I'm going to get Salah sitting down. I'm going to have the live bird there. You know, just, do you know what always surprises me? Like, not surprises me, but I love to hear about, like, people's, like, creative minds and, like, how they come up with these things. Like, a lot of the time, like, they must just be sat there and just go, oh, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. And then the Premier League trophy will have, like, the live bird there. I just find it, like, amazing how, like, people come up with these things. Like, that Klopp piece is literally unbelievable.
It's just sensational. People are asking in the comments, how do I get my hands on this, boy? Harry G also has a print store, so please go over to Harry G's print store, get them bought because these are unbelievable. Do you know what? Once we get those Club Zone offices, this artwork has to go up. We've got to show. Yeah. I think we should just have a room full of artwork for one of our Culture Club shows. I think that would be amazing. Oh, the podcaster, are you the Klopp design or the Mo Salah design for this one? Which do you like most?
Do you know what? It's got to be. It's the Klopp for me. I can't lie to you. You see that Klopp photo? You see this, yeah? And it's not like my stick, man. Like when you guys see it, don't get it twisted. But you see that? You see what the Klopp embodies for me? Yeah, it gives me digital, but like raw. Like it could have been paint. It gives me as an outsider. You guys know, like, oh, straight. This is digital. This is that. If somebody's outside, like that gives me like raw. Like I've said, creativity. It gives me like painted but digital, like a mesh of, is that the right word? Mesh?
Mash up.
That's it. of a bit of both, and I can't lie to you, it's cold, man. It's actually one of the best designs I've seen besides you guys.
I told you I'm a talent scout. I've told you, like, get me scouted up. But what I'll say, what O's just said then, the mash up, the mix. I went on, and I've been following him for a while. Every time I look at the designs, I can't decide whether they're digital designs or whether they are fine art designs. I literally can't decide. One time I just look and I go, no, that's definitely digital. And then I look a bit closer and I'm like, it's madness, absolute madness. So for that, I'm sorry, but Harry G. Ward, this is perfection for me. This is what you aspire to be as an artist. It's a straight 10 for me. It's got to be a straight 10. Abs, what are you rating it?
It's a 10, isn't it? Like this is like the mark to me, really. Do you know what I mean? Like his even if it's not like charity, whatever I said about half an hour ago.
So she's backtracking again.
Now I've seen this. Like I think I've seen that Klopp piece before, and I remember looking at it and being like, is this a painting or is this digital? And I was like looking at it and I was going like looking at the brushstrokes going like, no, like it can't possibly be. And then I'm like, but is it? You know, it's so hard to tell because it's just so perfect. Like that is like the like perfect like design piece, artwork, fan art, whatever. That's it. So it's got a 10.
It's this kind of stuff that you look at it and that would inspire someone to become a designer. Like you look at that and think that's what you can do if you work hard. It makes me want to work hard. Doing all this research and even looking at Louise's, looking at Jamie's, it makes me want to work harder as a designer, and it makes me kind of miss it because we're doing podcasting, we're doing like social media, we're doing breaking news. It kind of makes me miss just sitting down and focusing on an art piece and really developing your skills. This is beautiful. Oh, are you backing us up? Are we the first Strictly Come Dancing all 10s?
Well, I ain't the best in art, but my art teacher did say stay within the lines, and I can see on that Mo Salah one right there. There's a little bit of a outside. You'll never walk alone on the other side. And the O is overshadowed by the red pick. I'm only joking. It's a 10. It's a 10.
It's a straight 10. It's the first Strictly Come Dancing. It's a 10. Yes, it is. Harry G. That's all we can say. We salute you, sir. That's amazing. So all of those featured on Commission Lads. They were our pieces this week from those 3 artists. Make sure, links in the description after the show, get over and follow them, show them some love. Go to the print stores if you want to, purchase some things, whatever you need to do, get over there and do it. Speaking of print stores, we have a very special, exclusive, 1 week only offer for everybody that is subscribing, that is liking, that is getting involved with Culture Club. Now, I'm going to put a banner across the bottom because what we're going to do is both myself and Abs and all the designer, sorry, both myself and so all of us designers that are in this show, what we've decided to do is offer you an exclusive discount using the discount code Culture Club 20. That means 20% off everything that you see in Abs. Your store, Abs, by the way, is unbelievable. Get over to Art by Abigail Art on Etsy. Get over because look at these. Look at the fine art. Oh, would you be giving this a 10? Is this Harry G. Ward level?
And you know what's great about Ab's work as well is it's raw. It's like, it's fresh. You can tell like everyone looks like it's like, I've just done this. Like, here you go. You know what I mean? It's like it's just done. And then the prices, like, I think they're still like, that's
ridiculous, isn't it? Ridiculous.
Crazy.
Get those prices up, Abs. Get those prices up. Right now.
We're giving 20% off, actually. 20% off.
20% off those prices as well.
That is crazy.
So make sure you get over. Use the code Culture Club 10. What I want to say as well, people, this girl up in here is the most humble person. She literally feels guilty about charging anything. So please, she deserves the money because her artwork is so unbelievable. And just because she's just so nice as well. Like, money going to nice people is always good, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes you want to pay more.
Do you know what I mean? So, Abs, thank you so much for the discount. We really appreciate it. Please, everybody, get over to Abs's Etsy.
Change your prices.
Culture Club. Yeah, change prices quick. Culture Club 20. That's your discount code to purchase anything. And also, we've got a free giveaway. I've just started an Etsy account for Culture Club. We want to do it for Culture Club. I've not been selling prints on there. I've been selling prints through my website, but ignore that because that doesn't matter. It's all about the Culture Club. So this print, designed especially for the 130 years of Liverpool FC. I am going to be giving one of these away for free. If you look at the kit design, it's 130 years of Liverpool Football Club. Every single home kit we have had, every logo we have had for the club, we are going to be putting that up for free. So you can enter that by doing the following. All you need to do, look at the bottom of the screen, is scrolling across there. We're going to put up in the description what you have to do. But to enter the draw. Subscribe. Listen, subscribe to Klopp Zone. This is this channel that we are streaming from. Follow LFC Culture Club on Instagram. Make sure you're following us. And also, once you've done those things, comment in the description, #Culture Club, and then you have entered. It's really that simple. And you know what? Share it on Twitter. Share it with your friends. Get them involved as well, because we're going to be giving one of those away for free. And also, get over to the Klopp Zone Etsy, because 20% off it as well. If you want to buy that print, 20% off as well. Culture Club 20 is the code. It's abs. It can't be more simple, can it?
No, Culture Club 20. Even though you said 10 before, you know, when you were announcing it.
Do you know what I did? Did I say 10?
Yes, I was going to say it, and I was like, let me not be that guy.
And I was like, no, it's 20. And then you went, it can't be more simple than that.
Do you know what? That's me being so tight. That's me being tight. Abs messaged me with Culture Club 20, and I was like, rah. No, I've got to change my 10 to a 20 now. Like, I've got to look like I'm on the same level. So I'm only joking. I'm happy to do 20%. But Culture Club 20, you're on there right now, yeah? You're purchasing. He's on there right now. Purchasing. He's got his phone out. So people, will buy them all. I'm telling you now, he will buy them all. So get over there.
I've got more money than sense.
He has more money than sense, as we found out last week with his Casablanca 2-piece. So I'm interested to see what he's got this week. But that is our Culture Club official launch.
What about my pay-ins and my work?
Sorry, let me just flash it up real quick. There we go. Oh, quick. That was O's page there. I promise that was O's page. And please tap in the code Culture Club 0. Because O's got no goddamn work up in this place.
Big man coming to 2022.
Do you know what, though? Abs, I bet you know, because we're doing this on the show saying we want his stickmen, I bet they sell better than our work does, just because of the hype we're bringing to it. You know what I mean?
We'll do like a little giveaway of it. We'll like give it away for free, and like it'll be like the biggest giveaway
official
ever.
One, though, like. This could be massive, because the first ever drawing you've done, we're going to save the paper, do it online paper, whatever, and we will give that away to a lucky listener. That could be worth millions in the future. Could be like,
it's a one of one.
It could be like Lowry, do you know what I mean? It could get that big, because that's like Stickman vibes. So all the designer coming to you very soon. But this show's all about culture. It's all about more than artwork. We've done the artwork feature. It's about the city, the community. It's about fashion, which we're going to touch on later in the show. But first, what I want to discuss, which was the title of the show, Standing Again in the Terraces. Something that I'm so excited, Abs. You go to the matches. To be able to stand again in stadiums, safely, by the way, and I'm going to explain what it's all about in a minute. It means a lot, doesn't it, to fans, especially fans of like Liverpool Football Club?
Yeah, definitely. Like the amount, like the whole of the cop stands anyway, but like you get told off, and then Annie Road, or like if someone's standing in front of you, you can't like sit down and you won't be able to see. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And the amount of like, I don't blame the stewards, it's their job. Do you know what I mean? But you get told to sit down all the time. And Annie Road, when you're like lower but right up the top, like I'm literally 5'1". I literally cannot see a thing. Do you know what I mean? So if I can stand, I'm gonna have to try and get like towards the bottom though, because I literally cannot see anything. Like I am so short. So I mean, it's like a good thing, and then at the same time, my height, I'm like, I'm gonna have to try and make sure I get like lower Annie, but towards the bottom, or like, do you know what I mean?
What I've read though, the things coming out of the club, and obviously speaking to people from the club. When I went for a meeting with the club, we were walking past, and they were explaining like what's gone into it. So what they've said, and a big part of this is that they've been in collaboration, in discussions with the Hillsborough campaigners during the full process, because to have standing back in a stadium where obviously a disaster's happened, a disaster that brought a club together in a way, something that is remembered and the anniversary year in, year out, something that holds a big value in Liverpool hearts, to collaborate with them on such a big thing as a design, as standing coming back in the stadium, I think that shows that Liverpool do things the right way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think like you said, it brought everybody together. And if you remember that disaster, and if you want to do it the right way, it would be including, the fans and those who are so I think they've done it the right way, and also you get that seal of approval as well, because you could easily have said, oh, we're bringing it back, and then it's like, oh my god, we over this, we're not ready for this, we don't, what I mean, and there's a bit of a, then people don't, then it gets the fan versus the club, and we're going to stick with the fans after that tragedy. So definitely it's the right way to do it, it's the correct steps, and they definitely had time and thought about doing it and done it the right way. So I congratulate in how it was handled and how it's done. So perfect.
Yeah, but basically how it's working at the minute, there is safe. I think it's called safe standing, but you've still got to stay seated. So it's, if you do stand up, it's kind of safe. They've got the rails across.
Yeah.
I think they've got them in the main stand as well, haven't they, now at Anfield, where it's kind of a safe standing, but you can't stand up for the full match. What's happening now is it's safe standing, so you can stand up now. Anfield Road is going to be that, but there are clubs already: Brentford, QPR, Wolves. Then we've got Cardiff, Chelsea, Man City, Man United, Tottenham. They're all early adopters of this kind of safe standing. What they've said is the design of it, when you're sat down, the bars aren't in your way, so it's not restricting your view. It's going to be hard because if you want to sit down, you're not going to go in those areas anyway, are you? Because everyone that goes in those areas are going to want to stand up. Football fans want to stand up. Like Abs was saying, she's smaller, so it might be difficult. But the design of the stadium and the tiers, when you go to stadiums now, you'll see it's like a sheer drop, isn't it? Like when you go, it's like if I fall, I'm done. Like it's a big drop now. But the way it's laid out, it caters for the likes of Abs, who's a little bit smaller, so you can see and you've got a good visual kind of look at the pitch. So I think it's a win-win. And the reason they're doing it, I'm going to read out some of the benefits, because some of you might be stood there thinking, I'm not sure about it, but I'm going to give you some of the benefits. So Abs, goal celebrations being more orderly with no opportunity for forwards and backwards movements of fans, reducing the risk of fans falling on those around them. Barriers that offer stability for people moving up and down the aisles and gangways. Latecomers being able to access their seats in the middle of rows more quickly as others are already standing and have barriers to lean against to allow them to pass. And pockets of overcrowding being easier to identify to security. I don't know what one of them is. To security officials as fans are lined up more clearly. It's safer. It's going to be much more accessible. It's going to be quicker to do things for fans. Is it a win-win in your eyes, this safe standing?
Yeah, I think it is. What I wanted to ask, I don't know if you know, they're still going to keep the smaller flip chairs there, though, in case you want to sit down anyway. So there's still going to be that if you do want to sit down. I mean, the bars in general are just good for when you're standing, you hold on to it. But you know what happened to me? I was at the back of the Cop. What game was it? I think it was the Brighton game, and I was on my own. I went with my dad. My dad was in work, and I had hold of the bar in front of me, and we missed a shot, and some lad went, oh, and swung back. He smacked into the bar, into my hand. I was literally that walking out. But that's my own stupid fault for holding on to it. You know what I mean? That, because
it's your stupid fault and the lad's stupid fault as well. But yeah, that is a thing. I don't know if the design's a little bit different in the Anfield Road end. I don't know if you move back, if you're tall, do you know what I mean? You might bang your head. But I don't know if it's designed in a way where it's a bit safer for if things like that happen. But it's going to take getting used to as well. Yeah. We're not used to it, especially my generation, our generation. None of us have experienced being able to just stand up in a football stadium. So, passions run high. It's going to be more energetic. It's going to be more of an atmosphere. Oh, are you a fan of this? Or do you think it might have its fallbacks in the early process?
I'm a huge fan. I've been to other teams. I worked across football. I worked in football practically most of my adult years. And I've worked for clubs even Barnets and stuff like that. Done some work with them. And they have clubs that still have standing areas where you just stand. And I like that. I like the old school. I like the old school vibe. I like the smaller pitch. Obviously, I like the growth of pitches, but I like it gives me like, I've been to games like that where, you know, you're standing and you kind of miss like these things because you're controlled in how to celebrate and how to do stuff. You know, and staying on your feet. It's just a bit more of a vibe. Like it gives me like, you know, when you go to a penny shootout, nobody's sitting down at that time, and it's like basically that throughout the whole game. So
it's like music concerts. Nobody sits down for music concerts. Do you know what I mean?
So I definitely welcome it, and I feel like I've been to enough of those standing games where it's like you just feel like, you know, it just rides you on and you're jumping with fans in that way. When you're sitting down, it's kind of like, and then you know what I mean, it's a bit more organized, and I just like I think I'll bring back some raw passion, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be great.
It's nice, like, isn't it, Abs? Oh, go on.
Sorry, I was just gonna say it's like that shame of with VAR when like they rule off a goal and you've like jumped out to your seat. And like then you have to like shamefully sit back down, and it's like, oh.
But if you're
I just wanted to say that to make me laugh.
How many times do you think people are going to miss the chairs though? Like they'll be stood up all game and just think, I can just sit back down, but the chair's going to be flipped up. There's going to be some like Soccer AM moments where it's too bad, too good kind of things. We're going to see a lot of that next season. I can't wait for that. But I will come back to you, Abs, with this one. We look at Hillsborough, that plays a massive part in the heritage of our club. We look back at it as a disaster year in, year out. We try and celebrate the lives of those in a positive way. The campaign has done so much good for football. And I think we need to focus on that, don't we? As much as it was a tragedy, as much as it holds a place in our hearts and it's got that emotional connection, it's been a positive in the footballing world in general. If this disaster didn't happen, it was probably going to happen somewhere else. So this happening now has led to all-seater stadiums, which is more controlled. It's led to now the safe standing areas. Without Hillsborough, we've got to remember none of this will be in place. So we've got to take the positive from such a tragedy, haven't we? And it's been such a good benefit to the footballing world in general.
I think when you look back at like the way things were managed, do you know what I mean? Like you've got to just like thinking about it even gets me upset. But like you've got to take the like just the way things were mismanaged. It's like it made people have to start like listening and start looking at where the problems are. And like look at how like safety is the most important thing. Like no one should go to a football match and not come home. Like that is like literally the most awful thing. Do you know what I mean? Like we go to the game to like enjoy ourselves and like be with each other. Like things like that should never happen. And like things need to be put in place. Like we're bringing the standing back. Obviously, like it's safe standing, and that it had to be that way. Like there's no way we could just go back to the way things were. It's all about like making sure everyone is safe and like enjoys the game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, completely. Do you think? Oh, that's why Hillsborough does pack such a punch, because you look at other tragedies in sport, in football, nothing kind of gets done after them. But because this is Liverpool, because we're so passionate about everything that happens, because we defend our own, because we want justice. We've not just got justice for ourselves, even though the fight for justice still carries on to this day, which is absolutely ridiculous. But even though we've got some kind of justice, we've got justice for other football fans as well. We've provided safe environments for people to be able to go to football games, for families to be able to send their wives, husbands, children out to a football match in the comfort of, do you know what? There's not going to be that risk of anything like this happening again.
Yeah, I think Abs hit the nail on the head when she said no one should really go to a football game and not come home. Like it's a football game, regardless. Like you think about even in hooliganism.
Are you all right? We need to clip this because
my god, I always got one word in it. Listen, I did a piece of paper on this, yeah. When you think about hooligans and things like that, yeah. And you think
what's the movement called though? What's that hooligan movement? Leave
me alone, yeah. It's too early. Listen, yeah. When you think about those times, and you think about like, you know, it wasn't even that bad at that point. You know, fights and stuff like that, you get hurt and whatnot. But when you think about deaths and how high, I feel like, again, I'm a religious person, so I feel like when something has to happen to protect our future. And I feel like that's one of the things, like, you never would have thought safety concerns was out at that type of like all-time low at that time. You'd think, you were safe going to football stadium. You could get up and stand and celebrate and jump and do whatever you wanted to because the mechanics are set. You trust in that. But now, even with Grenfell and stuff like that, you just look at the logistics and how things are done, and now they're looking at things differently. Like the mind frame of safety is like now gone here. So it's like, I feel like it was, it's something that just improved the game and more better than improving people's safety.
Completely agree. And that's everyone who's just joined. That's talking about safe standing being introduced across football stadiums. There's a select few that are adopting it. Liverpool are going to be adopting that in the new Anfield Road end once it's built. They've been working with the Hillsborough campaigners, which is just a beautiful gesture. And again, it's just a positive for football moving forward. And we thank those. We remember those 97 that lost their lives that day. You'll never walk alone. I want to talk about now. There's a guy on YouTube. People probably follow him, and I just want to give an update on the Anfield Road end because, again, this is the big expansion. This is developing our community at Liverpool. So I've got a little video, and I've taken it from Mr. Drone UK's YouTube channel. Get over there. Make sure you're following if you want updates of the stadium. The link is in the description, so go and click that. But I want to just play a little video just so you can see where we're kind of up to, and then just have a little bit of a discussion about it. So I'm going to play this now. We'll take that off. So it's mad, isn't it? How far, Abs, this has come in such a short space of time. I think, like, when I look at it, it's like that only started a few months ago, in my opinion, and now it's like up to the level of the other stands. It's going to be matching the main stand level, so it's going to be huge, isn't it?
Yeah, when me and my dad went to the last game of the season, like, we walked like round that way just to have like a bit of a nose, and we couldn't believe it. And like, looking at these videos now, like, it's come on like leaps and bounds in the last couple of weeks since then. But it's gonna be amazing. Like, honestly, like, I know, like, I've said like bad things in the past during like the Super League and stuff about like FSG and that, but when you think about what they've done for the club with expanding the stadium and stuff like that, like, it's unbelievable. Like, I never could have thought like 10 years ago what we'd be looking at the stadium like now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't wait until like the actual like designs that they've put up. It looks great. Like, it's very in keeping with the main stand. Like, it's going to be great. I can't wait.
For those of you that haven't been to the stadium, it is beautiful in the main stand, and that's not an exaggeration. Inside that main stand, it's another level for me. Anfield before, when you go in the Kop, you can feel the kind of heritage and atmosphere of everything. The Kop is the Kop. It's one big, massive, long stand. That's the kind of vibe from the Kop. When you go in the main stand, that's the luxury, that's the new age of Liverpool Football Club. I had the opportunity to go into one of the boxes to see the reception area, and I'm telling you now, it's just unbelievable. It's an absolutely beautiful stadium. If the Anfield Road end is anything like that, it's going to be the best stadium. It already is the best stadium, isn't it? But it's going to be the best stadium in the world. Oh, the last thing I want to say about this, it's so fitting that, think about where the Hillsborough Memorial was. It was on the Annie Road end originally. It was near the Shankly Gate, so it was that kind of, when you went there, I used to love it when it was on that end of the stadium because it had an aura about it. When it moved, I thought it's not going to be the same. But when you go now, there's a calm about it underneath the main stand. It's so beautiful, but it's so fitting, isn't it, that now they're introducing the safe standing into that new stand where the memorial used to be. It's kind of a full circle, and I like the kind of the nostalgia about it.
Yeah, I think it definitely would have been a part of the plan. You can see there was, like you said, it's come full circle. I think it's the perfect place to put it. I think it means a lot more. You can just see that there's actual thinking behind it, and to get the seal of approval as well is amazing. You can just tell, like, you know what I mean, it wasn't something they just said, oh, we'll just do this, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's amazing. Like I'm excited, and going next season I'll be there a lot and trying to capture as much, to sit in many different like ear parts of the stadium and trying to just capture every moment, you know, make the most of it.
Abs, are you the same as me? And like the memorial, I scattered my granddad's ashes there because he lost family in the disaster as well. It was every time I go to the stadium, I've got to go. I've just got to go and kind of pay my respects. I can't go to a game without visiting the memorial. I can't go to the shop without visiting the memorial. It's got such a calmness about it, even on those windy days, cold days, rainy days. It's the same every time, isn't it? It's just tranquil, it's peaceful, it's calm. You can feel the spirit kind of around it.
Definitely, it does have that feeling of the spirit around it, doesn't it? Like, and you can sit there and just like, you feel very peaceful, and you feel like you're like paying respects to the people. Like, I used to work in the club shop. Like, I don't know if I've said it, but I used to work in the club shop, and my dad used to drop me into work around there. And even if I was late for work, I'd be like running. But as you walk past it, you feel very like, oh, like I want to like pay me respects. Like, even when you walk past it, even if you just like take a look at it and like even sometimes just like nod your head, or you just feel as though like you have to like pay your respects to it. And it's like a beautiful memorial that they've set up, do you know what I mean? Like, if anyone's not been to Anfield, like you have to go and like sit there and like pay your respect. But it's a nice place to be. And they've put like have you noticed where you can buy like the plaques now as well on the opposite side? Like, a lot of people have like their own memorials over there for loved ones. Like, that whole part where the main stand is, where they put the Hillsborough Memorial, where we've got the plaques on the other side. Like, it like what they've created there, it's beautiful. Like, it's brilliant. Like, they've set it out perfectly. They've designed it very respectfully. Everything about it's just like, especially because if you notice the way it's like, it's in its own little space, the way it like goes down like that.
For anyone that's not been before, it's basically where the main stand is. There's big stairs to go up, and there's like turnstiles there. There's turnstiles at the bottom, but underneath this staircase, see it as like Titanic, and it kind of goes up. Underneath there, they've kind of got a cutout and a little kind of alcove where the memorial is. So it's always under shelter. It's kind of, the wind doesn't go through there. The design of it's unbelievable. It's amazing, but there's a nice little kind of garden around it. Like Abs has just said, you've got the plaques on the floor. Some of the plaques are just to say happy birthday to people. Some of them are remembering loved ones, like people that passed away. You've got the seating, which remembers all our past historical players. You've got like John Barnes there, and when he was at the club, the goals. It's just, I love it. That area now is beautiful, and now it's going to be the same. I think it's going to be better on the Anfield Road end, because you've got Stanley Park behind you as well, which is going to be that kind of park. There's going to be the trees. It's going to be beautiful. We bought a plaque to go at the Anfield Road end, so I can't wait to see that go in. So it's beautiful, and that's just Liverpool Football Club for you. But the show still go on. I like speaking about the expansions, Hillsborough, and all the heritage. That's what this show's about. But it's also about the fashion. This is old section, the fashion section, and we call this one Drip-ometer. Let me do it again, in big screen. This one's for you all. Drip-ometer.
Yeah, you're killing them. You're killing them. You've been on fire today.
You've been on fire. Bad. So, Drip-ometer. Every week, what we do is we rate the fashion at Liverpool Football Club. Now, this week, I've got two sections. The first section is a player. So we're going to rate the player. We're going to rate the individual garments that he's been wearing this week. And then we're going to go on to something. I'll not tell you what the last one is, because if I tell you, it just gives it away. So the first one this week is the man himself, the scouser in our team, just like Abs. Again, he featured last week. This guy must be drippy as hell. He must be saucy, as Ol says. Let's go to him. Trent, Alexander-Arnold. If you've seen him this week at the F1, Big Verge was there as well. By the way, I was going to feature Big Verge, but I couldn't find out where his kind of gear was from. But I found out what Trent's gear was. It's in the links to the description, so you can go on there. You can see the prices. Get it yourself if you need to. I know all will because he's made of money. But Abs, the look in general. So on the left-hand side, the overall look at the Formula One. Has Trent just got that swag? Has he just got it in abundance? He kind of knows what he's doing, doesn't he? What would you rate the look this week from Trent?
I'll give him an 8 just because when he was stood next to Virgil and Virgil had like his sunglasses and that, like Virgil's like, do you know? I know you're not showing Virgil, but Virgil's like, I'm like speechless. Like he looked brilliant stood on his own, and then you like put him and Virgil next to each other, and like the eyes were like looking at Virgil.
Do you know what the problem is though? Virgil is like 6'5", the most beautiful man ever. You could put Virgil van Dijk in a bin bag and he'd look better than anybody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's it is unfair, Abs. Stop your bias just because you love Virgil van Dijk. Stop your bias in the show. But 8, okay, 8's a good score though. Like if someone rated what I was wearing an 8, I'd be like, that's top level. That's the best I've ever been. So, all the podcaster, rate this from Trent.
I'm with Abs, so I'll give it 8.
Why would you give it an 8? Why not pushing?
Are we going into like what he's actually wearing, or am I just rating it?
I'm going to go into that in a second. Do you want me to go into it first and then we'll come back?
Yeah, because I didn't give you my reasons in it.
Okay. So it's the sneaks for me. It's those trainers, the Louis V, LV sneakers. They're unbelievable. Like I love trainers, by the way. I'm a trainer head. These for me are just a straight 10. And I normally don't like Gucci and Louis Vuitton trainers. I normally don't like them. I normally think it's just about the patterns, about the logos, but these are fire. What are you saying?
Don't like them.
It's killing me. You don't like those.
They're doing the most right now. Like, is it Velcro? Is it laces? Pick one.
That's
you can't
what
have both in it.
That's the touch. Yeah, that's the look. I love.
I ain't feeling it, you know. I'm a laces. I'm a laces man. I'm a laces. Like I like. There's only probably, but I'm like you said. I don't really like. I'm a more simple when it comes to like designer trainers. Like I like the Louis. I like the Louis that are the the black and the old school like Louis. You know the brown. I like that one. You can't tell it's Louis until you get close up. You're like, alright, cool. I like that simple look. This to me, and I think that I remember seeing these are quite chunky as well. I don't really like chunky trainers.
I like chunk. I think that's in. I think chunk is like
it is.
That's what it's about.
That's why he had to wear those. That's why he had to wear those bottoms because he couldn't wear straight jeans.
Yeah. No, you can't wear straight jeans. That's it. But look, that's it. He's matched it well. He's casual Trent, but he knows what he's doing. Like he's got the right gear. Abs, do you like those? I love those.
They're very on trend at the minute, like really thick soles and like the chunky trainer looks in right now. I mean, do you know what probably makes me laugh? I'm sat here like judging people's outfits who spent loads on them. I've got like prime Arnie leggings on, a pair of bands.
Sliders on again.
It probably makes me laugh. I'm sat here. I was probably sat there all designer, like yeah. But
no, but this is what it's about. You can be all designer, but look bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but you can go to Prime Arnie, like get to Prime Arnie. I love Prime Arnie, man. You can get there and you can look good. It's about how you do it, how you accessorize, how you wear it. And I think Trent, yes, he gets the designer stuff, but he makes it match. He makes it look good. He doesn't just do a Harvey Elliott and go and get those mad patterns that just look ridiculous.
It's a very different look from last week, what we were looking at while he was on his holidays, isn't it? It is so a very different look. Last week, I preferred last week. That's why he's getting an 8. Last week's was better. Okay, even though he came 7th last week, but yeah.
Oh, the podcaster. That jacket, though. Dior. It looks like a little bit of like snake print. I don't know what it is, the print, but that I would get that straight. I'd go and get that today. Come on.
I like it. I like a ugly looking, kind of ugly, but it's not ugly. You know, it's like it's an ugly but it's not ugly. It just
that's it.
By itself, it looks ugly, but as a whole fit, it looks cold. I like that, man. I like the simplicity in the Dior. It's not like, you know, the whole Dior sign going everywhere like that. There, that's what I thought it was first when I saw it, but no, I like it.
Abs, the jacket. Do you like the color, like the print, like everything? I think because it is ugly, that's the statement. The jacket's like, yeah, everything else is casual. That Trent's just, he knows.
Like the jacket's very like busy. Like there's a lot of like pattern on it, and I think like with the white t-shirt, it sort of like works well. Like he's not gone like too in your face with like loads and loads of pattern, like pattern here, pattern there. Like his trainers are like, they're not plain, but there's not like loads of like designer logos all over them. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like the jacket's like the statement of the look, and I do like it, but it's got like the pattern itself would be ugly if he was wearing like a full thing all in that pattern, but just as the jacket, it's fine. Like it's acceptable. It's an 8.
It's an 8. We've got Latif. Before I was saying he would love to go to Anfield, never been. So again, like we are so fortunate to be able to go so often because there's fans from all around the world that don't get that chance. So this is what this show's about, to be able to explain like what Anfield is like. We know what it's like, but people don't. So thanks, Abs, for giving that detail before on the memorial and things like that, because it does inform people. We've got Mark A as well saying Trent should have gone for lighter colours. 6 out of 10 drip. Oh, 6 out of 10. Yeah. Do you know what, though? I tried to find what Virgil was wearing because Virgil did look good at the Formula One. Just like, I think he was actually wearing the LV trainers as well, but not these ones. He was wearing some different ones, but whew, Trent's got it. Trent's just got it. Let's move on to the last one, and it's an important one for the season. It's the kits. I want you to rate these, right? 1, 2, and 3. 1 being the best kit, 2 being second, and 3 being third. Do you know what I want? First of all, I just want to like dust my shoulders off a little bit. I was just going on Google and I was like, right, Liverpool kits leaked 22-23, and I got the home kit because that's already released. The away kit has just been kind of thing, and I typed in third kit, and the design that I made was all over Google. I was like, okay. But to say that,
breaks the net like Kim Kardashian. Well done.
Everyone had took the logo off the wall, so it didn't even count anyway. So it doesn't matter. But anyway, those 3 kits. I'm gonna go to Abs first. 1, 2, 3 in order.
Do you know what the thing with me is? I look at them as like, how annoying is this gonna be for me to paint like that? Yeah. And that away, like, it's gonna be a nightmare. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's going like bottom. Like, no. Like, why'd you have to do it to me like that? Why would you do that? Why? No, that's bottom. And do you know what? It's gonna bloody mess with everyone's eyes on the telly. So like, bad. I'm gonna be watching it like
my eyes right now.
Do you know what I mean? It actually is messing with mine. And then I feel like the home kit. Do you know last year when they did like it had like the orangey pink bit around like the neck and that, and like the zigzag? I kept going, it needed less. Like if they just took the orange off it, I'd have liked it. And then they like listen and come out with this, and I'm going,
just
too plain.
Nothing.
I'm going, it's too plain. Like they can't like please me because 1 minute I'm like, there's too much, and now they've basically took what I didn't like off it. And now I'm just going, no, I bring like a little bit more to it. But so I'll say third, first, second.
Third, first, second. So the green's your favourite?
Yeah, did you see the picture? I mean, I don't know if he got in trouble for it or anything, but the fella from Assos who like posed in the mirror with it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's got like more patterns to it.
Yeah, it's got more patterns on it. It is on that design. You can see the kind of, it's like I can't explain. It's a bit like a tree bark kind of.
But it's pattern, it's like you. I could paint it without having to like put that detail into it, and no one would notice. Whereas with that other one, I can't just do it plain white with a couple of squiggles. It's like really fine lines or nightmare.
It is mad. I like the fact that when the green one was initially released, it looked like a blue. It looked like a midnight blue kind of color. But when we saw the ASOS model, I like the green. I really like the green now. So I'm not going to give my opinion yet. But all the podcaster, Abs has gone 3-1-2. What are you going?
I just want to say, Abs, would it be the same if you weren't thinking of it as a designer? Same order.
Do you know what? It messes with my eyes and that really irritates me. So probably, yeah. But do you know what? I actually hated like the orangey, pinky red. And they put that on the green one. And this time I'm like, yeah, it goes. But when
It's
it
nice
was
on the green, yeah.
It is, isn't it? But when it was with the red, it was like, it clashed to me. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like they've worked with it and put it with a colour that fits it a bit better. So yeah, I think I would keep it the same, you know, just because it hurts my eyes.
So you're going green, red, white.
Yeah.
Interested. I agree.
Oh, no.
I agree. I think
green, red,
green kit is, I think it's cold. I enjoy it. I'm not saying it's the best kit we ever had, but I think I was asking for something different, something a bit more vibe, something that I would actually wear, and and I like to wear football shirts as well, like if I'm stepping out as well. So, I think they delivered. So I'm going the exact same order as you.
We've got people. We've got Mark A saying Mark A third kit all day. We've got Mark A also saying the away kit's a headache. It's such a headache, man. JT saying nothing will top our cream kit last season, but I like this away kit just below elite. I'm not sure, JT. I'm not sure, but Latif's saying he likes the new font for the name and number. Those Champions League fonts are top class this season. They do look nice on the shirts, I've got to admit. So that's the voting for this week. Let me get us back on big screen. I want to see your beautiful faces.
You didn't vote. You didn't vote.
Yeah. Sorry,
give us yours. I want to know yours first.
Do you know what? I was in the store the other day, and when you see this red one up close, I love the detail on it. I love the collar. I love the fact that it's got the DNA "You'll Never Walk Alone" on the sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of this red one. I think Liverpool is just red. Liverpool is red and white. They've got a nice little detail on. I'm red. Red number one for me. Then the green one. Then the white one. That white one, just just get rid. Like I don't want the green one to be the away one. I just hope we don't wear that white one.
I want them to like. This is gonna probably piss people off because a lot of people like just the live a bit, but I really like the old logo, like the one at the top there. Like,
yeah.
There's my Ring doorbell again. Why?
I tell you what, Abs and this doorbell is shocking. Abs, we're gonna go anyway, but you can get your doorbell. It's been a pleasure having you on.
I'm gonna say that as well. How long do you think before her doorbell goes off?
Yeah,
I'm gonna turn it off next time. But he's literally. I'm gonna wait. It's fine.
You need to get your pack.
Hang on 1 minute.
I'm gonna wait.
While Stabs is away, let's get us back on this big screen. That was this week's version of Drip-O-meter. But let's get us back on the screen because everyone wants to see our beautiful faces. It's that simple. Here she is. She's got a parcel.
He posted it. Why did he not? He posted it through the door.
That frustrates me. Do you know what? Someone knocked on my door before. I'm like a dog. So like when someone knocks, I'm like, I'm gone and I'm straight to the door. He'd already posted it in the blue bin. I opened the door. I was literally like, you knocked 2 seconds ago.
Where have you gone?
Put it in my, like, just wait. So anyway, enough about parcels because this has been. I nearly said weekly drip. I'm so sorry.
Leo,
this has been.
Get professional, please. Professional.
I'm so bad. This is Culture Club. Remember, everybody, this is the heritage, the heart of Liverpool through fashion, food, art, everything in between. We've commissioned that Drip-O-meter, and also we have launched an Instagram and Twitter account, and TikTok is coming soon. So make sure you are following LFC Culture Club. If you're not, it's ridiculous. Make sure you're subscribing to Klopp Zone's YouTube channel. Like it says at the bottom, enter the draw, free giveaway. Enter the draw, subscribe to Klopp Zone, follow LFC Culture Club on Instagram, and then comment on this video, #Culture Club. Not only that, though, Abs, what else have we given them? Because we're so kind.
20% off, not 10, 20%. Do Culture Club 20 on our shops. Yeah, for 20% off.
Culture Club 20 on our stores. You can't ask for more. Look, Art by Abigail. Look at this artwork. It's unbelievable. This is being given away for free, but you can also purchase it with that code for 20% off. You would be a fool not to, Oh the Podcaster. It's been a pleasure. Please join myself and and Ish in about 5 minutes' time on Robe Diaries. O's going to be presenting that one so I can have a nice backseat. But Abs, this has been Culture Club. I love this show. Again, smashed it, killed it. But until next time, you two lovely people, you'll never walk alone. Peace!